Hey everyone, Teehashee here with another thought process RogueTech gameplay commentary, and we're here um, above the beautiful yet dark planet of Regis Roost. And I think we've pretty much done everything we can here. We're just kind of contract hopping on our way out of here. It looks like we've got another convoy ambush for the Federated Suns, interestingly enough. The planet of Grigondus. We're just going to look at the star map really quick and see where exactly that takes us. Takes us into Taurian space. Now you can see what's going on here in terms of the war. We've somewhat miraculously driven a wedge between the Capellans, the Taurians, and the Directorate down here. Luckily, the Inner Sphere has done nothing to interfere. But regardless of that, you do see us here taking contracts for these Inner Sphere powers. And this one is what I would guess is going to send us to fight against the Taurians on behalf of the Federated Suns, which isn't really a conflict that I like that much, mostly because, generally speaking, between the Taurians and the Federated Suns, I like the Taurians much more. But we find ourselves on their bad side this time around. So we might snag this contract. It's another convoy ambush. And it looks like if we want out of where we are, which is pretty deep within Directorate space, we're headed that way anyway, so we might as well take it up. It's worth a lot of salvage, despite our reputation with the Federated Suns not being... It's not the worst, though. You would think they would hire us, be alright with it. Going to a desert planet, which isn't very encouraging. I'm not about hot missions. But we gotta pay the bills. Looks like our Jenner is almost up and running. Warhammer refit is taking a long time. Mid-Bay in 12 days. It's gonna be done by the time we get there, is what it looks like. Some comments about mixed lances being kind of an inherently silly idea, that you should basically build your lances around tonnage. It's just a gameplay style though, and I don't really disagree with that. Like, you could probably sit down and theory craft how much does this mixed lance that we have weigh? Probably weighs something like 230 tons, uh, 245 tons, who knows, right? And if you want to do it like that, that's perfectly fine. But I like this level of flexibility that, like, we can bring whatever we want as long as it's got one assault, one heavy, one medium, and one light. We're going to say not yet. Looks like we can do some stuff. Though our reputation really hamstrings us here. So we'd have to be really impressed by a particular pilot. And as you can see, they're oh, this isn't too bad. From Tortuga, which is an independent system. Hired killer, yeah. She's had kind of a rough life. She doesn't have too much to show for it, unfortunately. We'll check the store. Even less in a hurry to buy stuff from the store, though. And there isn't too much going on. Plus damage large laser, plus damage medium laser. If it wasn't all the money in the world to pick that stuff up, I would be. Plus damage short laser. All of that stuff is really good stuff to have, but not happening today. We need to do engineering really quick. The hospital bay is really expensive, if I remember. Yeah, it's half of our reserves in cash just to get it up and running. But it's also very, very important. So we're gonna do it. Ouch. Big oof. Alright, time to go to work. Okay, this is probably the same lance. Should be as good, we're gonna say. Because the fire starter was pretty strong the last time, got us this Zeus that we've got with us right now being refit in the bay. That Thunderbolt can is just really, really heat efficient and has about the same firepower. Let's look. I have to really look at the numbers. 51 by 64. Here we have 51 by 52. So even on an alpha strike, it's going to remain heat neutral. So yeah, pretty tempting to bring it along. The only advantage is that the Orion has sniping capability, and it's pretty easy to manage its heat. So, where the range profile of the Thunderbolt is a lot shorter, much more up close and personal. Not necessarily a bad thing. It's just hard to say that it competes well with what the Orion can do. I think we will take it this time around, though. It looks like a good bet. Y'all can laugh at me when it turns out to be a big mistakey. Okay, here we go. Okay, loading screen, hopes and dreams. I just got a visit from my parents, which has been a long time coming thanks to the pandemic. And they helped by bringing me some furniture to furnish our place with. We've been here for a couple of years and we're still getting it up and running. But we did it that way because we could budget for it instead of I feel like there are a lot of people who front load a lot of debt and therefore interest to furnish their house and get it all furnished exactly the way they want on day one, where we've staggered things out over the course of 2 years and now it's finally finished. And we're not out a penny except for the stuff that we paid for. At least we're able to do it with cash, though. Okay, if this is the valley I think it is, you get a pretty good idea after you've done this enough. So this is the denial zone, and I think The convoy is coming through the valley and we'll try and escape down the valley. I think we will push our snipers off of this cliff and sort of follow these rocks. We'll see if that's a mistake or if that's smart. Here's the Thunderbolt. The Thunderbolt's going to be going with the rest of the party. So let's move the Firestarter first. Okay, so they're pretty much doing exactly what we thought. We'll set up a bit of an ambush. We've got some slower mechs though, and we don't want them to outrun us. So I think we'll split. We'll send the slower mechs to head off the convoy and the faster ones to flank. All right, showtime. We're just going to reserve them out and we'll see what happens. Nothing in the light or medium category. Oh, well, that's a heavy mech. That's true. Interesting. All right, now we're going to see how they think. Mechs are turning to come towards us. Taking a shot even. Okay. Probably gonna jump the Firestarter to the far side of this rock. It seems like, I'm saying this early, but it seems like for the sake of an ambush, we've got a lot of terrain that's going to work to our advantage. Their vehicles have sensor lock, which is a real concern, especially when you're running a scout mech. Probably no need to be that cautious with Behemoth until the next turn, because we have additional priority. Not a terribly good shot. That one's okay. That's a Marauder. These are big kids. Guess there's only 2 of them for now. Let me do a laser check. I think we can turn it off next time. Headshot. Quick Draw 5 Alpha. Be kind of curious to see what model that is. LRM carrier. Terrifying. It's going to be our priority to get in close. The quick draw is scary up close, but we just don't have the luxury of ignoring an LRM carrier. We can't do it. Alright, we're going to stick with this plan. That should be pretty respectable damage and instability. It's a Gallant. A headshot. Well, at least we're working on our hospital bay. Pull that shrapnel right out of you. Just wait a turn on the Firestarter. They don't have any LRMs as far as I know, nor do they have line of sight on it. Behemoth is the one who really does need to move. It's kind of a risky play. I don't know if there are some other smart things we could do, like go around. Because the vehicles will continue on their route, and we really have to delay the mechs. It's always very tempting to jump right into the middle of the road and do stuff like that. But the downsides become obvious when you have, you know, 6 to 8 different units all shooting at one. Like, you just don't have the evasion or the survivability. You can't pull it off. Okay, Medusa still hasn't been sensor locked. I think we'll wait once more. Might be a mistake. Here come the mechs. So the Marauder is playing it smart. So is the Quick Draw, interestingly. Our enemies aren't dumb. Okay, well, I gotta move somebody. I'm probably gonna wait once with the fire starter. I think we'll just keep this heat neutral if we can. We're gonna have to wait for an opening, is what it looks like, and we just don't have it yet. There's a sensor lock. Probably where the LRM carrier engages, which means we need to make our move now. It's going to be very hard to be far enough away not to get punched by a scary mech or two. But it could be that we can jump in here, deliver the overheat, and then jump out again. That's what it looks like we're gonna do. So it's gonna produce 10 heat. It looks like this one's at 50. I think we're gonna have to shoot them all. There we go. Go to sleep. Alright, can we see the LRM carrier? Yes, we can. Time for you to die. I think we're gonna shoot it with everything. We probably don't need to, but we're gonna. Boom. I think we'll take a second to move Behemoth. There we go. Probably get a better line from a jump. There we go. Some leg. All right. Dr. Zoidberg noises. Whoop, 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 whoop. All right, Decker needs to move. Best he moves now. Also think it's a good idea that he takes a shot at a vehicle. Okay, we're at the Marauder. Bulldog's got a large laser on it. Decent enough shooting. No more LRM carrier though, so gonna stymie their damage potential by quite a lot. Might as well stand still. The Highlander is yet to be shot at. Or I guess like we could jump around. It's also not producing heat, so there we go. Shotgun blast against a fast mech. Makes sense. Let's see. I think we could really take our pick. We can also reserve for a turn, which is probably what we should do. I'm just gonna hop up here a little bit. She hasn't been shot at all, so if they turn and punish her, it's not that big a deal. Probably time for this kill shot. Should be enough. Can't tell if it's worth the risk. Here we go. We'll just do it. Yep, there we go. If we can, we'll take the Marauder. And if we can't, we can't. We're just gonna reserve. We can afford to. We can take the damage if they attack us, so we'll just reserve. Quick draw, doing quick draw things. I think we know who we're gonna use our flamers on. Alright, the Gallant we have a broadside on. Pretty good shooting. Yep, there we go. Marauder. I think they were reserved with their fire. Don't think it's gonna matter though. Okay. We just can't jump very far. Because here it doesn't matter so much. Wanted a slightly better angle than just looking straight at the mech, but no big deal. I think Medusa is safe there as long as we can continue to wreck the quick draw. Oh, this is a rear torso shot. I was hoping for a side shot, but it looks like it's gonna be death no matter what. Yep. Someone put the Akuma meme up, cause death. Alright, well, the Firestarter still has their move, and we could definitely overheat the Marauder. Or we could let the Marauder move. I think that's what we will do. We'll try and take it if we can. We'll try our very best. Definitely an attack made for heat management, yep. Which is okay. We have our plays as well. Only 2 more shots. Gonna be this turn and the next turn, and then the Firestarter is gonna be out. Which is gonna be good, because we're gonna be at our heat cap anyway. Go ahead and turn those machine guns off. Feel like my angles, I mean, offensively this is just fine, but for what the specific thing I'm trying to do, my angles seem like they're kind of bad. Alright, Medusa. Time for you to ace pilot. No, we're going to fire them all. We really, really don't need to. It looks like we only need to fire 3 of them. There you go. And we'll just... Okay, Kentaro. Jump you in here. Fire some SRMs at this guy. There's a headshot, nice. Dang. We came really close. But it's not over yet. I'm just going to reserve Medusa for a turn. No. I want you to perform a melee attack. I guess you can't. In that case... Actually, I'm being kind of silly about that. Here we go. Duh. Alright, now we'll wait for our Marauder to do the standing up bit. Headbutt? No, big kick. I think this torso is already destroyed. It is. So the odds of everything going into the center torso are a little too good. So I think we will jump Decker away. And try and hit this torso. Hacha. might have been enough. There we go. Nice job, team. Especially for an ambush convoy mission where things can go really, really wrong. Poor behemoth. At least you got lots of health. Another LRM-10, SRM-2. Good idea to pick up fancy SRM-2s, just like fancy medium lasers, fancy LRM-5s. Those light weapons you get a lot of mileage out of in this game. And we've got another heavy mech, another heavy sniper at 75 tons, actually. Take out that SRM-2. 50% crit isn't that big of a game changer, but I'm almost more tempted to take this LRM-10. I guess that's what I'll do. Anything else? We got the SRM-2 anyway. Awesome. Nice clean mission. Go to Weldry. I think his assessment is just about right. The Marauder is a very, very famous mech. One of the all-time greatest hits. Looks like we changed this to a close combat brawler. Oh, that's kind of neat. It's kind of neat and kind of dumb, but you see the extra laser mount in the arm is on the outside of the sleeve, which really defeats the purpose of the sleeve. But it's also done in a cool way, so I don't care. I don't care. That's cool. Okay, probably time to retire a heavy mech. And I will probably want to put those zero-weight machine guns on other mechs down the road. So this Thunderbolt that we brought in, we're going to retire. It did a great job, though. Alright. I gotta take another look at that paint job, but it seemed like that was pretty cool. This is great. This Lance command module plus called shot. And I think it means your Lance takes 10% less damage as well. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Probably good to move. I mean, we don't have to necessarily move it, but we want to put the comm system in the head of the Marauder. The Lance command module is in the torso. Pretty interesting. Bunch of heat sinks. Bunch of autocannon slots. Guess it's not a surprise because you can stick an ultra autocannon in there and it's a good place to put one as well. I'm gonna drop the PPCs because I'm not about that. Can mount support equipment in those arms as well. Pretty interesting. It seems like it's going to be a lot of tonnage. You see how much weight that takes up, and they're the lightest autocannons in the game. It kind of just highlights how painfully bad the Jaeger mech is. And don't at me for bashing on the Jaeger mech. It is made of paper. That doesn't mean it's not a cool mech. It is a cool mech. I completely accept that it's got class. 2 tons of AC2 is probably just fine. We might put a third one on, but we're gonna tweak our... We're gonna just do medium lasers. And probably a pair of small lasers as well. Or we do have this superpower as well. Though this is purely a weight saving thing, and be very tempted to, I mean, I guess it saves weight and heat, but I'd be much more tempted to put that on a faster, lighter mech, where saving that weight is critical to getting more guns or heat sinks on it. Okay, do we have double heat sinks on hand? We have an exchanger. Ideally, we'll shoot all 3 AC2s until they're empty. It's 75 damage at range. That's basically 1 PPC. If my math is right, PPCs do 60 in this game. No, they only do 50. You can get a plus damage PPC, I'm pretty sure, that can push that out. The other thing I need to look at is this kind of appalling armor situation. And we still have no jump jets. Yeah, they give you all these autocannon slots, but they're pretty much not worth it. Here's our jump capability. Drop 2 tons of heat sinks. Still haven't put on any armor. And we've lost 2 medium lasers. I hate to say it, but you just gotta pull off autocannons. What's one way? 8 tons. And one of these is 6, isn't it? Man, they're heavy. Okay, so we're going to look at one AC5 at range. Two medium lasers, 2 small lasers, plus armor. And the rest is heat sinks. This tonnage is gonna push us towards machine guns though, and not small lasers. We don't have to take those machine guns. That's slightly better. Can we push it? I need one of them. There we go. It's something. I can tweak it later rather than sitting here forever trying to theorycraft this out. It is fun for me, but I'm sure it's not that much fun to watch. I think we'll just keep the AC, one rack of AC5 and shoot it until it's empty. Was it 15 rounds? Yeah. What's the melee on this bad boy? 95? That's no joke. That's real damage. I don't think we have any extra melee candy to throw on it, but if it does close to this medium range where its potential is, it's gonna hurt. Ironic, because I was kind of thinking about building a sniper. I guess one thing I didn't look at is 2 large lasers and an autocannon too. I am gonna theorycraft that just because keeping this mech out of the fray is very smart for long-term success. So anyway, I'm gonna rebuild it, and if you guys need to vomit and leave because I'm starting all over with this, that's fair. I get it. Looks like AC2 it is. Still too heavy. Boy, is that ever ridiculous. Why are autocannons so heavy? It looks like we can reasonably drop 3 tons of heat sinks, and our heat sinking would be fine. Something like that. Still has a lot of heat sinking and is low on damage. Question is, can I get away with dropping an additional 2 heat sinks and put the AC5 back on it? It's probably not as bad as it looks, because you can shoot the AC5 until it's empty, cycling in a medium laser. This would be a good mech for glitch. And then, similar to when we were putting her in the crab, and then when the AC5 is out, you can turn on both large lasers. Its heat efficiency isn't even all that bad. And we do crank out a little bit of extra firepower. We get to keep the mech out of the battle. The only thing we really need to do is we really do need to take that thing off the Kentaro. I was just going to wait and buy another one, but we need to take it. And we can have... That's a missile boat. We should leave it available. The Orion is very clearly an all-arounder. I think that leaves the Warhammer. I think that's what we'll take out. Sorry, I'm just adjusting some things because we've got a few too many mechs out. Not for the long run. I mean, eventually we'll need to field 2 lances. That is a pretty neat paint job. Eventually we will need to field 2 lances, but we're gonna worry about that later. Okay, let's put this bad boy together, and it's gonna live its best life. The ultimate question, why have medium lasers when you can have large lasers? Okay, AC5 ammo. Comm systems. That had all of our melee stuff on it, that Warhammer did. Warhammer was a cool build though. Basically 2 large lasers until it pushed up into a shorter range, and it could still use its lasers at that range, unlike autocannons. But this combination, this is going to be big for us. Okay, now armor. Now armor, though. Pretty sure this is where we had it. Okay. Decent block of stats. Those numbers still make sense. Yes, 36 and 44. I might move the jump jets off of the center torso. It's always hard to tell because the center torso is a great place to put stuff you don't want to break, but your mobility stuff should be spread out. Heat sinks are probably better there, mostly because your mech sort of erodes from the outside in, and so, and again, if you're getting shot in the center torso, it's like it's curtains anyway because you're going to get ammo racked or you're going to lose your heat sinks. You're not going to be able to fire anyway. So I think we'll do this. It also means that this sniper mech is going to be coming on every mission, which is okay. Every mission until it breaks somehow, at least. So I think that's our housekeeping. There are probably more contracts here. We got some Federated Suns contracts, capture base, assassination. Where is automation sending us to? To Umgard. We need to let those mechs Here's Guard. That takes us out of Torian space, which is also what we want. Defend base. Now, this seems like this last automation mission that we did. Now, we have better mechs this time, it's true. It's 3.5 skulls, but it only lets you lose like one building or two buildings, and then it's GG. We also have the fire starter too. So we might stand a chance. Here we go. We are going to have to sit and do some missions though, lest our finances run out. The Zeus is going to be done though. That's exciting. Behemoth is healing very fast. Also great news. Okay. All of our mechs are ready to go. And let's pull into Guard. Do a couple housekeeping things here. Check the hiring hall. Probably needs 500 on the MRB. I don't even know where we are with that. $434. Okay. Okay. I think this planet will be full of contracts. They might be too hard for us. It's not the worst. Not the worst. We need here are heavies. Here are lights. We need another medium mech to back up the Kintaro lest it be damaged so that we can run 2 lances. We built this thing to snipe, I'm pretty sure. No, it can brawl. We can probably put the brawling gear on it. Pretty solid build. $110 melee damage. Pretty scary. Not gonna move the jump jet. Those take up a lot of space. Oops, I just tried to put a Armad on a leg because I'm not the best at this. There we go. There we go. Yep. For for basically assault mech version of the superhero the Tick is not that bad. Looks like my thought process was fire LRMs from one rack till either empty or you close. Finish the rest with the fisticuffs or medium lasers. Nice to have an assault mech with a little bit different range profile. It looks like in that case we'll probably get a medium mech, maybe another Kentaro or something with a longer range profile. Trebuchet, maybe. Something that pairs better with a Marauder. We also have the Jenner. Jenner is a good mech to take on defenses because it gets shot at less. It's a less appealing target, or if they do shoot at the Jenner, all the better, because they're not shooting at the base. And I'm worried that the Firestarter just is not going to have the sustain. That one's nice. That one's also nice. I like that one. That's pretty good. Showcases our colors. That one's alright. I like this on the Marauder. These probably should be blue lights, because it is... They're large lasers. I'll probably do a showcase on the Marauder, but it's going to be tough for me because it's very hard to do the Marauder justice. Just because it's got so much. This is looking pretty elite. And it's definitely an Orion. That's how they look. It's just a big piece of metal with some guns sticking out of it. There we go. Alright guys, when we pick this up next time, we'll take this, all of our sniping superheroes mixed with our Kentaro and the Jenner, and we'll go in and mess up the bad guys on this defense mission. But for now, thanks for watching Thought Process.